relay leg and a real fight.
The world's fastest human, Bob Hayes. Now moved into fourth, and he's running on like a train behind him. But coming to the second last now, it's Foynavon and John Buckingham. Blinken Foynavon a long way
back. The stadium is going quite mad. And Lonsborough is now, I think, in the lead. Halfway down that last leg, who is going to tire?
And he lost it. It's Henry Mason. Everything was by to go. And David Emery is going to take the goal. David Emery wins the race.
Good evening. Welcome to SportsView's big night of the year. The night when we look back over the past 12 months of sport, and the night when we meet the sportsman or sportswoman whom you at home have voted as SportsView Personality of the Year.
Rome, August 1960. The Eternal City becomes the Olympic City. It's hot, it's exhilarating, it's demoralizing, it's wonderful. It's the world's greatest festival of sport.
I decided that I ought to do something about preparing myself for the heat of Rome. I rigged up my bathroom. I got an old oil stove, a kettle, which I boiled downstairs. Put that on top of the oil stove. Then I got an electric wall heater, closed up the windows and the doors and left it for about half an hour to steam up and heat up.
March 26, 1960, Grand National Day. For the first time, it's more than just an Aintree occasion, it's a national event. BBC Television brings the world's greatest steeplechase to everyone throughout Britain.
Nearest to us, Merriman in the white colours of the sash, jumped in front of Barrowlock. One more fence up here.
Merriman coming over, and he's clear, and it's Merriman striding away from Barrowlock in second place, and here comes Clear Profit with a great raffle to race into third place. 25 yards to run for Merriman as he runs up towards the line with 22-year-old Jerry Scott aboard. Merriman looks certain to win. He's got 10 yards to run to the line, and at the line, Merriman is the winner of the National.
At the halfway stage, one man, all in white, has taken the lead. He's Don Thompson, and the little Greenford insurance clerk is setting the pace.
There's the end of the eighth, and the referee has to separate them. Look at London, still talking. My goodness, London is talking away there. There's blood running from his left eye. The crowd booing him as he goes back to his corner. It must be over. It looks as if it's all over. Yes. Either the fight's been stopped in Richardson's favour, or London has retired with a cut eye, and Dick Richardson has retained the European heavyweight championship. For London is quite furious. And that's Johnny Lewis down on the ground, Richardson's trainer. And there's a fight developing in the ring. And London goes tearing in again. And the fight started all over again. And there's London's father, Jack London, the old champion, down on the ground now. And the Olympic Stadium spotlight falls on number 39, Don Thompson of Great Britain. A superb walk by Don Thompson, who takes the gold medal for Britain in the 50-kilometre walk.
Britain's hero on two wheels is Mike Hailwood. World champion Gary Hocking is his chief rival in the senior TT on the Isle of Man. And Mike Hailwood averages over 100 miles an hour to win the senior TT and become the first man ever to win 3 TT races in 1 year.
The Isle of Man And we move right into the television theatre. Well, world champion at 21, Mike. What's left for you now?
Well, I hope to, well, I'll try and get the 350 and 500 sometime. I don't know when, but I'll have a go.
Now, will you be riding British next season?
Well, at the minute I got plans to ride the Italian MV Augustas. That's about all.
So that's pretty definite. What about the rest of... Are you going to look anywhere in the British market at all?
Well, I'm afraid the market is very limited. They just haven't got the speed at the minute, and you have to get hold of the fastest thing available.
September, and tragedy looms at Monza. The World Championship is still undecided. Leading the championship table is the ill-fated Von Trips. A win at Monza would give him the World Championship. This is one of the fastest tracks in the world. The first lap is agonizingly tense. None of the drivers like the dangerous bank circuit, but with so much at stake, the fight is on right from the start. And this brings disaster. Trips is killed. So too are 11 spectators on that hot afternoon in Italy. So once again, death takes its toll in this, the most dangerous of all sports.
3.
No false start, and Bradford going very hard. Hayes Jones storming round after him, and he's, I think, closed very slightly, but there's a fairly good takeover there. Yes, Ron Jones is winging away with John Moon of the United States chasing him. Ron Jones going very well indeed, as he's going to hand over to David Jones. David Jones looked to go a little bit early. Not a terribly good takeover, and Paul Drayton, the world record holder, around a turn now chasing David Jones. And this would be a fantastic upset if Great Britain could win it, and Berwyn Jones has got it, and now there comes the world's fastest human, Bob Hayes, closing rapidly, but I don't think he can catch him. A fantastic finish, and it's Great Britain first. The first time the Americans have ever been defeated in a sprint relay of this kind without a disqualification.
From the USA comes Cassius Clay. I, Cassius, he says, am king. Cooper, he announces, is a bum, a minor obstacle on his path to sunny Liston. But the big punch, when it comes, is thrown by Cooper.
When they queried me about the Cooper bout, I answered with Shakespearean flip. When they asked me what round I knocked Henry out, I answered, Henry V.
Cooper wins! But the crowd bay in vain. The blood already flows from cuts by Cooper's left eye. Clay tears in and the referee steps in. It's all over. From now, as Clay prepares for sunny Liston, his non-stop boasting echoes round the world.
I am the greatest!
Well, a great welcome to you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Well, let's have a word about the fight last night. Everybody said maybe it's going to end with this cut-eye, as it did, alas. But to me, you yourself, when it happens, you looked shocked.
And I hate it. I hate the sight of blood. It's not my nature to just hurt a man once I see blood gushing from his head like that. So
and it certainly was gushing, wasn't it?
Yeah, automatically I went on the defense, and I was mostly clenching and holding and hoping that the referee would stop it.
Yeah, you would rather the fight hadn't carried on.
Right.
Did you ask the referee to stop it?
I mentioned it, yes, but he paid no attention.
Of the day, the highlights of one of today's Football League matches. Your commentators are Kenneth Wolstenholme and Wally Barnes.
Welcome to Match of the Day, the first of a weekly series coming to you every Saturday on BBC2. As you can hear, we're in Beetleville for this Liverpool versus Arsenal match. The flags come waving triumph. This is a perfect advertisement for football. The match of the day ended 3-2 in Liverpool's favour. A great match, a match we'll always remember. And with that, we hope you'll join us again on BBC2 for Match of the Day next Saturday.
In rugby union,
Moore, George Cohen, Alan Ball, Gordon Banks, Roger Hunt, Ray Wilson, Jeff Hurst, Bobby Charlton, Martin Peters, Tiny Nobby Stiles, and the tall figure of Jack Charlton at the back. But the Germans not without support, thousands of them in the crowd, as the players ready themselves for the greatest match in any footballer's career, the final of the World Cup.
Who was the batter? To Haller, a goal! West Germany have scored. With a free kick. In goes! It's an equalizer. Hurst. What a chance! A goal! Peters. Emmerich coming in. His ball running himself back. And now Hurst, can he do it? He has done, yes! Yes! No, the linesman says no. The linesman says no. It's a goal! It's a goal! Oh, and the Germans go mad at the referee. This line, the linesman who can only speak Russian and Turkish. It's all over, I think. No, it's... And here comes Hurst. He's got some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now. It's only 12 inches high, solid gold, and it means England are the world champions.
Music's softly playing and the rhythm's gently swaying. Underneath the stars in a million bars, guitars are softly saying, Mexico, you got to be in so much to see in Mexico. Take it from me, yeah, you're gonna see the greatest show. Underneath the sun in Mexico.
And good morning to you. If you are getting up, switching on and joining us, perhaps having a shave or your breakfast, there's the big headline maker of the day, the winner of the 400 metres hurdles, David Hemry. Let's see his race again last night, remembering when he went down of the enormous, talented field he had to cope with. And this is how he did it.
2 Americans, 1 Italian, 1 Russian, 2 Britons, and let's see who's the first to rise. And the first to rise is Vanderstock Fractionally. Hemry's going off very quickly too, out there in lane number 60, right up on the Olympic record holder Whitney. And Hemry's jumbling on everything. He's really flying down that back straight. Also doing well as the world record holder Vanderstock. And it's Sherwood and Hemry on the outside, and they're both bombing it along. They've jumbled everything on the first part of the race. And it's Vanderstock coming in, Finale as well. Finale of Italy. Hemry of Great Britain, and it's Hemry on the outside. Finale going well. The 2 Britons out there in front. And Hemry leads. Finale in second place. Hemry, Finale, and coming as well as Vanderstock. And Whitney's never close it. It's Hemry, Great Britain. It's Hemry, Great Britain. Hemry with 1 barrier to go. And David Hemry is going to take the gold. David Hemry wins for Britain. In second place is Henniger. And who cares who's first? It doesn't matter.
Guitars are softly saying, from the country of Ireland, and I knew I could make you shine. Could you move like a downtown dancer, with your hair hung down like a mane, and your feet played tricks like a juggler, as you weave to the sound of your name? Georgie, Georgie, they call you the Belfast Boy.
George, when you watch yourself, I wonder how much you surprise yourself.
Well, we all them were a long time ago. I'm not scoring so many now.
I think you started the season pretty well, though.
Well, I didn't start too well. After about 4 or 5 weeks, I managed to score a few goals. I think I've forgotten again how to score.
Play the game, boy, play the game.
Well, since I was very young, I've always been able to control the ball quite easily. I never had to practice it. It came naturally. So I was lucky, really. I didn't have to work hard on it.
Tony Jacklin, 4 under par. Oh, it's in the hole! And that is the first time it's ever happened on live television.
You're watching One Day in the 60s. Stay with BBC2 and you'll see the television programs that made the 60s swing.
Why did you have to do that, Rodney?
Will Rodney fall for Alison?
Good evening, Dad.
Will Leslie talk his way out of this one?
What are you doing today?
Oh, nothing much.
Will Catherine ever get out of bed?
There's a new exhibit by a Brazilian painter. And besides, I want to see my father.
At 4:55, it's the first episode of that classic 60s soap opera, Peyton Place.
Switch your way if you choose.